Dobry večer, everyone. Thank you. So my name is Trish Josephs. I'm from St. Stephen's Parish. I've been on the executive of the UCPBA for quite a long time and have been involved actually with the scholarship committee for the last number of years. This is always a great night for us when we can recognize young people in our community with the scholarship that will hopefully help them to continue pursuing their studies and pursuing leadership within our community. So we are always excited to recognize these young people and give them an opportunity to come up and receive an award and say a few words to our community. So I am going to start this year with our Newcomer Award. And this award is given to an individual that has come to Canada and has done an exceptional job of fitting into the community, usually from Ukraine, and has had some significant achievements. So our newcomer recipient this year is Andriy Karchenko. Andriy came to Canada from Ukraine to learn new skills, to gain experience, and improve his abilities in the field of his interest, which is physics, electronics, math, and computer technology. He is currently enrolled in the engineering technology program at SAIT. He is proficient in English, Ukrainian, and Russian, and is also a gifted pianist and composer. In addition, he has a keen interest in photography and cinematography. That's quite a background for a young guy. In addition to his successful transition to Canada and his significant academic accomplishments at SAIT, another one of his very impressive accomplishments is a project that he started called Star Sky. And this was a science project that he had done that produced a device that allowed students to learn about astronomy quickly. And this was developed by him. Andriy has displayed tremendous perseverance and initiative in coming to Canada because he came on his own. His family still lives in Ukraine. And he is currently actively very involved in our Calgary community. He sings in the St. Vladimir's Church Choir, and he also tutors other students in mathematics at SAIT in a peer tutoring program. So if you would mind coming, Andriy, would you come up and we will join me in a round of applause and congratulating Andriy as our newcomer award.
Actually, thank you so much. And what I want to say is that it is very important that in Canada and in the world there are such great people and such great organizations like this Ukrainian Canadian Business Club and Church, Orthodox Church, and there are such great people like Bogdan Romanyuk and Arkady Chumak and Kevin Warren. And I must say that thanks to these people and the organizations who inspire me to work and to bring to the society new projects and new developments, that is the most important in our life. And I'm really thankful for such a great support and such a great attitude from the Canadian society. So although I am away from Ukraine, I still feel that Ukraine supports me. Thank you very much.
So the next set of awards we're going to give out is called the Vita Youth Leadership Award. And this award is an award given to those individuals who display extraordinary leadership in our community. And this year we have two deserving recipients. So I will start with our first one, Victor Pavlishin. Victor was born in Kiev and immigrated to Canada in 2011, initially landing in Toronto and shortly thereafter coming to Calgary. At the young age of 13, he had to learn how to live in a completely different society, make new friends, and master a new language. And like many other immigrants to Canada, Victor's parents were in the medical field, and they had their degrees were not recognized in Canada, and as such have been working to get a medical degree and a dentistry degree accepted in Canada and working part-time at the same time. So that's no easy feat when your parents are studying and working and you're trying to adjust to a new society. Currently, Victor is in the Bachelor of Business Administration program at SAIT, where he is excelling as a top student. Victor has been very active in our Ukrainian community as a member of PLAST and volunteering with our Ukrainian festival. He has shown great leadership in working with children, special needs children, and being a great help and role model to his younger brother while his parents are working on their accreditations. So please join me in congratulating Victor, and let's have him up there.
I'm very honored to be here. This community has supported me since I came to Canada, basically, and I think it's very important to be not only studying and working, but also giving to those who helped you initially, and that's the main reason why I was involved with PLAST, and also in the past I was volunteered with the Red Cross and with children who's needed help, and I encourage everybody to be part of that life that's not only related to work. And trust me, it's gonna make you smile at some point, especially when little kids come to you and they say, hey, like, you've truly impacted my life, or hey, you encouraged me to do so, or somehow influenced them, and that is huge in life. Thank you very much.
Okay, the second recipient in this category of the Vita Youth Leadership Award is Nicholas Perwernitsky. Nicholas is a native Calgarian who graduated from the International Baccalaureate program at Bishop O'Byrne High School. Throughout his childhood, education, community involvement, and sports have been a priority. In addition to an impressive academic record, Nick also captained the Bishop O'Byrne basketball team to the Division I City Finals. On the community side, Nick attended Region Szkola, the Ukrainian Youth Association, numerous Zoom summer camps where he is now undergoing leadership training to become an instructor. His Ukrainian roots, heritage, and culture are very important to him, so much so that when he was in high school, he designed a project in the grade 12 curriculum that helped to teach students about Ukraine and the current reality there. Nick is currently attending the University of Calgary in the Faculty of Mechanical Engineering with the hope of completing his master's degree in mechanical engineering. Please join me in congratulating and welcoming up Nick for his award. Hope I got that right.
I'd just like to say thank you very much to UCPBA. I'm very honored to be here, and it's very important that everyone here is supportive and provides incentive to all the youth in Calgary, all the Ukrainian youth, to become involved in their community, and that's very important these days, and I'm very proud to be part of it. Thank you very much.
All right. A couple more to go. Our next award category is the UCPBA Academic Achievement Award for Adults. And this award recognizes individuals for their significant academic achievements and perseverance as an adult. This year, our very deserving recipient is Michael Kuzmin. And Michael grew up in Calgary in a bilingual home where his first language was Ukrainian. Throughout his youth and childhood, he has been involved in, I think, what is probably every aspect of our Ukrainian community, including Sadochik, Ukrainian School at Assumption Church, Kook, Plus, the Calgary Ukrainian Festival, Taras Shevchenko concerts, Christmas caroling, University of Calgary Ukrainian Students Club, and I could go on and on. This is a young man that has truly embraced being a leader in our community. Michael has already earned a degree in kinesiology from the University of Calgary and is currently enrolled at Mount Royal University in their Athletic Therapy Advanced Certificate Program. This is planned to be the stepping stone to a master's in physiotherapy at the University of Alberta. Michael's persistence and solid work ethic is a fantastic example to our community. Please join me in welcoming Michael and congratulating him on his award.
I wanted to thank the Ukrainian community, especially Plast, very much for helping me get to where I am today. Successfully finished a degree, and I hope to keep participating in whichever capacity I can as I continue my studies in athletic therapy. Thank you very much.
All right. Gotta find my last page. Okay, our final award today is the Joe Karpenka Arts and Media Award. And as many of you know, Joe Karpenka was an exceptional member of our community that really dedicated his life to arts and media. And he worked absolutely tirelessly for this community to preserve our culture and our heritage. As a child growing up in the community, Joe Karpenka was a member of St. Stephen's, and I have many memories of him being involved in everything cultural, not only at our church, but in this city. So this is a really near and dear award for many of us. This year we are pleased to introduce Daria Anezka as our award recipient. Daria, I hope I got that right, and if I didn't, I'm sorry. Daria was born in Ukraine, and at the tender age of 7, she came to Canada. And while she was in Ukraine, she developed an absolute love of dance. And that dance translated to a love of dance in Canada and the pursuit of perfection in that area. And since coming to Canada, she has been performing in the Ukrainian community with Barvinok and also within her high school arts program. Daria is currently enrolled at the University of Calgary in the Haskayne School of Business, studying commerce. Please join me in welcoming and congratulating Daria.
Hi, so first I'd like to say thank you to UCPBA for honoring me with this award. And I just wanted to say that when I first came to Canada 10 years ago, I was so thoroughly shocked by the amount of Ukrainian culture that was expressed here and how much people were like so proud of where they came from and how much they wanted to inflict that on others around them. So I want to help to continue promoting that and helping others become more involved. So thank you.
For those of you who don't know me, my name is Bogdan Romaniuk. I'm president of the UCPBA of Calgary. And each year, the highlight of each year for me is the second last month of our call it fiscal year and the last month. In May, we typically do our scholarships for students and our Lifetime Achievement Award, which is the award that we give to really anyone. They don't even have to be a member of the P's and B's. Although after we give an award, we usually kind of hope that maybe they do become a member and bring along 50 friends. But there's no pressure because we don't inflict ourselves on anybody. We're just cool. But to anybody in our community that distinguishes themselves, and not with a view to distinguishing themselves, but in spite of themselves, because they are who they are, and they're the kind of people who, for whom giving back to the community, for whom service to the community is as normal as breathing in and out is for everybody else. It's just in the nature of certain people to be volunteers and to love serving, making the life, making lives better of all those around themselves. And Linda Dudar is one of those people, and this year we thought it was an ideal time to recognize those contributions of hers over really many, many decades. And that's not to say that Linda is anywhere over the hill. What is it? 40 is the new, or 60 is the new 40, 50 is the new 30, 70 is the new 50, that kind of thing. Like for me, I feel like I'm 40. Yeah, you're honest, really. In any event, just a few words then of background of Linda to give you just a little bit more perspective of what kind of what background she had, what drove her, what kind of things were important to her in her life, and to kind of fill in some of those gaps. We did send a bit of a bio around with the announcement of the award, the announcement about this meeting. But in terms of background, very humble, born just outside of Dauphin, Manitoba. For those of you who've been to Canada's National Ukrainian Festival, you know where Dauphin is. Well, her hometown was a place called Grandview, and that's where she was born a few years ago. Small farming community, and very early on in life, music became. I describe it as an all-consuming passion for her. She started playing the piano at age 4. I didn't start doing anything at age 4 other than playing and misbehaving, but she started playing piano at age 4, singing Ukrainian songs, playing Ukrainian tunes. Her parents regularly sang in the Ukrainian choir at the National Ukrainian Festival in Dauphin each summer, and Linda tagged along and sang along with them. Her parents were also cantors in small country churches all around the Dauphin area, and Linda also accompanied them to church wherever they went and sang along with them. And it was in that process that she came to two important realizations. One, that music would be central to her life, and that faith would also be central to her life. And they both kind of combined, she came to that realization through the combination of singing religious music in church. It turns out that not only song was important for Linda, but also Ukrainian dance, and that's not uncommon, Linda, for especially young girls to both love to sing and to love to dance. And dance, Ukrainian dance, was important to Linda as well. She was a dancer for many years herself, and then she began teaching dance as she got a little bit older. She directed the Zirka dance ensemble in Dauphin, and then later the Brandon Shumka dancers while she was completing her undergraduate degree in music and education while still in Manitoba. Linda's husband, Randy, is here. They got married in the summer, dog days of summer, actually, August of 1983. And based on some notes that she provided to us, she says that she and Randy took them a week to decide that, westward ho, and they came to Calgary just literally a few days after marrying. Shortly after they got to Calgary, Linda translated her love of music into, I guess, an opening for director of the church choir at St. Stephen's. I guess the two were just sort of like heavenly sent. Opening, Linda wants to do this. Either that or the community really, needed a director, and Linda volunteered. Either way, they got themselves a choir director, which didn't change them for the next 34 years. Linda has, I guess, transformed the position of St. Stephen's choir director to the Linda Dudar hereditary position of choir director. I'm sure that it will be passed on generation to generation in the Dudar family, because she ain't leaving, folks. Her years with St. Stephen's Choir, and they're exceptional. Like, it wasn't just, doing practice for masses. The choir has made recordings. It has traveled across this province, Canada, internationally. She was central, actually, in founding what has become, I'll call, a bedrock event in the Calgary Ukrainian community, and that is the Calgary Ukrainian Festival of Carols. When it comes to that first week of December every year, you know that in one of the three parishes, we're going to have the Festival of Carols, and that Linda and the choir from St. Stephen's are going to play a central role in that. And that too, just sort of, just that, when you think of it, that combination, the commitment to a life of faith, the passion for music, the joy of Christmas, creating this festival, which has been running now for decades in this city, which draws hundreds of people, like standing room only crowds, whatever parish it's held in, year after year after year. There are some years, I remember, you couldn't even get into the churches or the church where it was being held because of the overflow capacity of people coming to see that festival. That was part of her sort of core contribution to call it the identity of our Ukrainian community here in this city. Beyond that work in the community, she has, of course, as you know from her bio, spent many decades teaching in a number of different school districts in and around Calgary. I was speaking to her just before supper, just wanted to know where she got her other degrees. She did an MA in education at Gonzaga University in Spokane, if any of you are familiar with that school. Fabulous Catholic school. Small Catholic school in northwestern Washington State, with a fabulous basketball team, by the way, that has been in the top 16, top 8 in college ball for years, and she's got her PhD in education as well from U of C. This evening, Dr. Linda Dudar will be speaking on a spin-off of her PhD thesis, which deals with her research on leadership and how leadership can promote or affect significant change in communities. And so with that, I'd like to welcome to the podium our Lifetime Achievement Award winner for the year 2017, Dr. Linda Dudar.
Good evening, everyone. Slavi Susidistu. I truly am overwhelmed and ever so grateful for the opportunity to be with you tonight and for this recognition. And I'm going to be sharing a little bit of my research. I know you've got some funny pictures that you're probably seeing on the overhead, and I will do that. But I'd like to start, first of all, by congratulating the students. Well done to all of you. I wish you all the very best in the days ahead. And your achievements so far are already symbolic of who you will be continuing to become in the future. So I wonder if you could please join me in congratulating them one more time. It is always a blessing to be surrounded by wonderful people, and as I look at all of you tonight, there's so many things that are flashing in front of me. Young students. I work with university students every day. It's been a wonderful journey. I have a family member. My nephew is here, and it's great to have family anytime. My loving husband of 34 years. Now the secret is out, and our two boys that are presently living in British Columbia. I have a colleague, Trish. We did our master's together, and watching you tonight brings back warm memories. And I also, my president, Dr. Jerry Turcott from St. Mary's, he agreed to be my cheerleader tonight. So he is here, and I thank you so much for your continued support and for all the things that you've supported me in doing, like the Ukrainian Catholic University and the exchange students, and just thank you for that. Not many people are accompanied by a choir of about 60 or 70 people in their life in that 34 years. And I've had the wonderful opportunity of directing a choir, but it's way more than that. It's a family. I can't talk much about them because I'll start to cry, but so many of them are here tonight, and maybe you could just give a little wave. And so thank you. There they are. Some people would say these are my peeps, and they have journeyed through so much of what I've been able to do for the community, for children, and I'm looking at Carol Festival people, other choir members that we celebrate Rizdva every year. We get all excited and we do our warm-up, and I don't know how we pull it off, but it's always very good, isn't it? So, I have former principal colleagues that are in the audience somewhere too, and so I share that with you because you are. It's just wonderful to meet. If I haven't met you yet tonight, I look forward to doing that at some point. Just about a week ago, I visited Dauphin, and I had an opportunity to visit the cemetery there. It's something that we do on a regular basis. Please don't mind me if I walk around a little bit. I tend to do this when I'm teaching class and stuff, so if I wander, please forgive me. And when I visited the cemetery, you sort of feel this energy of those that have gone before us, our Babas, our Gitas, and some of my Indigenous friends would say, you know what, Linda, that DNA is still running through your blood, and they're so much a part of us, and they never leave us. And, as I think of everything that they've journeyed through, the sacrifices, the history that they've gone through, I feel that they are very present tonight. Just as all of you are present in the work that you do, I do want you to know that whether I've met you or not, we continue to learn from each other, and I have learned so much from the people around me and am ever so grateful.